I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another review, and this is a review for Megan. This is a Patreon review. Thank you so much for that. If anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, you can do so either directly via my PayPal or be part of my Patreon. The links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you. But the film for today is a film called Under the Shadow from 2016. Did I say the film? I meant the review for today. I think my brain got the wires crossed because this film, I compare it to another film, and that film gave me PTSD. It's a film I reviewed called Jinn. It's a Tobe Hooper film. Rest in peace, Tobe Hooper. I liked a couple of his movies. I reviewed a good chunk of his movies, including Jinn, but Jinn sadly was one of his worst films. And my brain just got the chills. Funny chills, but I'm sweating. But it's different kind of chills. The chills that will run the crack of your ass. Why did I think about this film? Because this film is a better version of that film. Like if you want to see Tobe Hooper's Jinn, D-J-I-N-N, D-J-I-N-N, which is their form of genie, but it's called Jinn. This is the better version of that. It's kind of Jinn, Tobe Hooper's Jinn meets the Babadook. I know I haven't seen the Babadook yet, I know, but I've heard good things about it. But I know enough about the film. I've seen clips and bits and pieces. This seems like a combination of the two. And again, it was done better. It's more of a subtle film compared to Jinn. Does that Tobe Hooper film had some bad CGI, boring characters, a lousy ending, and this one was done in a way where you do get a slow building of tension because of what's going on in this person's life, as well as this building situation that's going on here. Because number one, the movie takes place, I forgot what year, but it's during the Iran-Iraq war. So it doesn't take place in modern times. And this former medical student, she wants to get into medical studies again, but she can't because back in the day she was involved in stuff in college with certain groups. They don't approve of that. So they go, you will never practice medicine again. You're done. You'll never even be a student because you will never be a doctor. So, of course, she's upset about that. She's resentful of that. It does take place over there. Over there. I say that because you do see a bit of what she has to go through in that country, where there's one moment where her and her kid have to run out because she sees someone in her place and they're going for help, and all the police do is get pissed that as a woman you don't have your covering. You're not supposed to show yourself. Really, they get so pissed that she doesn't have the what do you call that? It's the cover that goes over this way to cover a good chunk of her head. You should be ashamed for exposing yourself. I mean, exposing yourself? Like, no, not that exposing. Just literally because you saw her hair and a little bit of her face. But that's what happens over there. And I forget exactly where in the country she's at. Let me check real quick. Film I had never heard of. And I thought it was a decent flick. It was for free on YouTube. And pretty much she's having certain frustrations with her husband. But the husband is not done in a stereotypical, he's an asshole because he's a guy. It's just, he's doing the best that he can. He is a doctor. Yeah, it takes place in the 1980s. This says it's a Persian-language psychological horror film. In Tehran during the War of the Cities. So yeah, it takes place in the 80s. Which makes sense because there are times where she does work out to VHS, workout aerobic videos. I'm like, oh, a VCR, I remember that. But because of where she's at and then not being able to practice medicine anymore, and then they had a little bit of tension between her and the husband, which the husband didn't really do anything wrong, but just she's upset about it. And just the tension of the area where there's always air raids. You have to go to the bomb shelters just to make sure. Always hearing air raids around. I thought that the look of the film was decent. Again, she's resentful of her husband who has to go off to be a medical doctor in the field. So it's just her and her daughter. And then her and her daughter, the tension rises with that. There's bombings around. At one point, there's a fucking dud missile. Like a missile lands on top of their place. But it's a dud. It doesn't explode. And it creates this crack on the ceiling. And just strange things starts happening. Like there's a part where she hugs the daughter, and then when she looks down, it's the girl's doll. I thought one of the things about this film, I thought the sound design and the music really helped with the slow increasing tension of the movie. And again, sound design I thought was on point. The music fit the film well. It's not a score that is amazing, breathtaking. I'm going to listen to it right now. But for the type of film it's doing, it's not being over the top. It's not being too busy. It fits. And again, strange things ratchet up. There's a moment where she's in bed and she turns, and then there's a body underneath. And it's this creepy thing where the body looks at her and then just quickly just leaves. I don't know, just the way they slide like under the covers or whatever, it just, I can't really describe it, but it was done in a very creepy way. And then people around are having rumors of maybe there's this thing called a jinn, where if they take a personal belonging, you're marked, and they'll follow you until you get your belonging back or something else happens. So before I go on, like I mean, it's a movie where I thought the location made it a bit different. The fact there's these outside sources like the air bombings. I thought because of what's going on in that region, the tensions, how they hold down women. See, if you want to talk about a place that holds down women, people always complain about America. That over there did it, especially at that time period. Much more so to the fact that they have to be forced to do just like this and not show anything else when they go outside. So, people think we're so bad. It's not that. See, that type of conversation, if you want to call it, that type of message, whatever, but it's not also pounded into your head every 5 seconds to the point of, well, every guy's an asshole and every guy's mean. No, the father I mentioned, he's not a bad guy. If they do that movie today in America, the guy would be a douchebag. Every guy would be a douchebag. And again, the slow build up, it's not an effects heavy movie. I would say if people like the Babadook, I mean, I haven't seen it, but from what I gather, I think if you like the Babadook, you would like this film. The ending was fine. It wasn't a bad ending. It's nothing remarkable. It's, some critics touted a bit higher than I would. I thought it was a decent film that I had never heard of. It was for free on YouTube. I watched it and I went, not that bad. Not that bad of a movie. It is a movie with subtitles, at least the one I saw. So, if you don't like subtitle movies, I'm fine with subtitle movies. But if you don't, maybe you have a problem. I thought that the director did some nice things with the environment. Like there's a moment where it's just the mom and daughter in the building. And you have this quiet tension. Where they're alone in the building, they're on the stairs. And you hear air raids. And there's rumblings. And you know that this thing is in there. But you never get a good look at it. Because it doesn't really have a specific shape or anything. The daughter, at times she was getting on my nerves, but at the same time I think that was the intention, because either she's been manipulated by this thing, because the movie's trying to have this, it's showcasing that this force is maybe manipulating the daughter to get more and more mad at the mom. And the movie does seem as if this force is doing that on purpose. So it's not, oh, it's that way because of bad writing. I mean, issues with the film, it's not the most exciting film. It's nothing, I wouldn't say it's anything too original. I mean, I mentioned a couple films like Babadook and others that if you've seen those, you've kind of seen this film. So yeah, while it's nothing really original, I wouldn't say it's anything too remarkable. Like, it's nothing that, oh, I need to buy this. It was one of those things I watch. I'm like, okay, this is better than I thought. Because I guess I thought it'd be another Toby Hooper's Gin. And it wasn't. It was, acting's not bad. Did know a little bit of the characters. Not a bad looking film. Take place in the 80s in this region. Do you have a little bit of subtext for all the surroundings going on, as well as what's going on in her home as part of this apartment building. I thought it did a decent job of increasing his tension. And I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. Now, give more into spoilers starting now. Right now. Other stuff I enjoyed. Later on, she's searching for her kid. And I'm stumbling because how the hell do I describe this? She looks under the bed and she sees like this, she thinks it's her kid, but then it's the force fucking with her. And it's like a child's body, but the head's like a mouth, open. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like a giant mouth. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It just looked creepy. It goes quick enough so I guess you don't notice if it's any shoddy special effects. But enough that I did see it, but not enough for me to groan at it. So I thought it was done efficiently. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I did like that bit. I did like the bit where at the end, despite all their frustrations with each other, the mom is sinking into the floor and the daughter is trying to save her mom. She's not just being a bitch or anything. Excuse me. The ending, I didn't care for... It's not a bad ending. What they do at the ending, spoilers, is they get out. Everything seems fine, but you realize in the back seat that the doll, the head is gone. And also the mom has left her medical book there. And what was said before, if they take a personal belonging, you're marked and they'll follow you. So it's, okay, it's done for now, but it'll be back another day. I don't know. Usually I say, what, do they set that up for sequels? But I know a lot of times directors go, no, they want to leave a certain bit of tension for the audience. I don't think you don't always need to do that. I think that's something that's overdone. I really do. It's become a cliche. Where, okay, it's either a sequel bait ending or we want to leave people a little bit uneasy. It's like, no, it's an overused cliche to do that. That's just my opinion. But yeah, overall I didn't mind the film. Did not mind the movie. I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's a better version of Tobe Hooper's Jinn. Because it is like trying to take place around the same area, not the same timeline, but like that one was much more insulting, boring, cheap effects. And it's sad, like Tobe Hooper took almost this similar concept to this, but this director did a better job than Tobe Hooper. Go figure. Sometimes that's what happens, man. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.